If you were speaking to somebody who's on the fence about giving up like their worldly dreams, everything they thought they were supposed to do with their life, like you mentioned that senior in high school.
Yeah.
If you were talking to someone who's right on the fence about giving that up and laying it down to follow the Lord, but they're, struggling with that decision, what would you tell them?
Actually, me and my dad talked about this not too long ago. So when I was living like that, I really didn't want to give any of it up. Like I didn't even want to think about the fact of, like I would feel conviction sometimes and I would push it out because I didn't want to I didn't want to give up the things that I loved so much. I didn't want to give up the pleasure. I didn't want to give up the alcohol. I didn't want to give up any of that stuff. I couldn't even think about it. I loved it too much. But then once I got out of it, because that's just a trap. It's a lie from the devil, And then right when I got out of it and I gave that stuff up and God brought me back, I think back and I never want to go back, It's and I think about the parallel of the fact that I was so in love with that stuff to the point where I didn't want to hear God. I would never want to pick up my Bible. I closed my mind off in church because I didn't want to give that stuff up and I didn't want to feel conviction. And then once God got a hold of me, looking back and how much I hate that stuff because I realized that it was robbing me. I realized that it had control of me, and I realized that it was the devil. He had control of me, and he was using it to basically, I was terrorized. I was miserable, and but I thought I was happy. And so basically, what I'd tell that kid is, if you go down that road, if you ever get lucky enough to get out of it, if God brings you out of it and you ever reach out for God, and He will, if you do go down that road and you do reach out to God eventually, He's gonna bring you out, and that you is gonna look back and say, man, I wish I never went down that road.